Alright, so I have one last figure from the Batman Arkham Asylum Series 1. And as you can plainly see, it's the Joker. This is the figure that I think everyone was the most excited about. Just because the Joker in that game was probably one of the more memorable, portrayals of the Joker, due in part to Mark Hamill's always fantastic portrayal. And, yeah, I think people just wanted, figure to represent how awesome that was. And, yeah, just looking at it in the packaging, it's definitely a phenomenal looking figure. The packaging is exactly the same as it was in, all the other figures, so I'm not going to bother talking about that. And, without further ado, let me open this guy up and review him. Alright, so here is this amazing figure out of his packaging. And just like with Batman, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this is the definitive, best, most amazing Joker figure ever produced. The facial sculpt is nothing short of amazing. It looks great, it's scary, it's true to the character. It's really fantastic. He looks identical to how he does in the game. The smile looks great, his eyes look great, the shadowing around his eyes look great. I like how there's sort of smears in the makeup, kind of like the Heath Ledger Joker. But, he's tall, he's lanky, his face is very skinny. It's great. His chin is, big and narrow like some of the comics. His hair is nice, bright green, nice detail. Really awesome. I really like his hair along with his face. It's great. Really awesome. One of the best Joker faces ever. I really like how evil and scary and fun he looks. I mean, he's evil, but he's having fun with it, The smile looks great. The yellow, crooked almost teeth look great, and they really fit with the character. There are some minor paint problems around his ears and his hair, but I mean, it's so minor, it's not even really worth talking about. His suit is just awesome looking. It's definitely, it looks great. It looks just as it does in the game. It's bright, it's colorful. It's just the right amount of, Joker costume. Like, they couldn't have picked a better version of the suit and the shirt and whatever to use in the game. Up at his neck, you could see there is a green bow tie. Very nice. His undershirt is just as detailed as his suit. Buttons, some detailing there. Very nice. It goes down to about above his crotch area. The suit is great. Got a great amount of detail. You can see here he's got a flower on it, and it's kind of realistically done because the flowers are kind of drooping a little bit. Maybe it's wilting, you never know. He's got stripes and lines all over the suit. Really nice. You got some pockets there, some more pockets. Really great. And like I said before, he's tall and lanky. He's very skinny. Probably one of the skinnier Jokers. I mean, you can definitely tell that he is a very skinny figure. His arms continue the pattern. And you've got cuffs there. You got some little frilly kind of little undershirt there, kind of poofy. His hands are just gloved. They're not, the most detailed thing on the figure, but whatever. You can see this hand is sculpted in a kind of grabbing, almost like he's gonna slap someone kind of hand. This hand is sculpted in almost the same way. This one is just a little bit more closed. It's just his fingers are doing some other stuff, and it's different. On the back of the figure, you can see more detailing on the suit. Very nice, very, very nice indeed. Got the same amount of detail here, and then he's got these things. I don't know what to call these, but they're on like almost every single Joker figure I've ever owned. And yeah, I don't know what they're called. Lapels? No, that's something in the front. No, is that lapels? I don't know. I don't know my suit terminology, so I can't quite, you know, tell you there. But they are nice. They are, you can move them a little bit. Not, you know, the most amount, but more than some other Jokers. Sometimes they're sculpted like they're up, and that always bothers me. So I'm glad you can move them, stuff like that. In his lower waist area, you could see his belt, like a belt buckle kind of shining through. You've got this chain here, this golden chain, that goes into his pocket. It is, you know, a chain. It's very nice. I like that they did that. They didn't just, like, sculpt something on. Very similar to the Harley Quinn figure, how she had kind of stockings on, and they were, like, real fabric and stuff. Just attention to detail. That's why DC Direct just really knocked these figures out of the park. More detailing here. He's got this little patch here. Shoes. I like his shoes. They're very cool. He's got this thing on him. These things here. Really nice shoes. They're kind of pointed up, which is a really nice touch. Joker comes with probably one of the best accessories that I've ever seen a figure come with, just because it's not an accessory. It's an entirely new character. It's an entirely different, you know, figure, and it's just as detailed and somewhat articulated as the Joker himself. The Joker comes with Arkham Asylum's version of Scarface, which is really cool because he made a couple appearances in that game. You could find him in the Warden's office. You could find him in the cutscene with the Joker at the end. And I think during one of the Scarecrow sequences he was on a TV or something. So first off, wearing this hat, kind of gangster-like fedora hat. In the background you can see my Hal Jordan fell down. I'll have to pick him up. You could see some work on his face. Definitely, he looks very woodish, very woody. He's got some hair on there, wood hair. I didn't quite like the way that he looked in the game, just because he looks a little too cartoony, and I don't know, he's a puppet. I guess I don't really have any right to complain about a puppet looking too cartoony, but whatever. You got his smile here. His smile's pretty cool, because it looked like someone just like took a saw and just like sawed into his, like, the bottom part of his face to make a smile. Pretty cool. Scarface is wearing a pretty cool suit. Very detailed. I mean, for a figure of this size to be, you know, just as detailed as the rest of, what do you call them, like the Joker and all the other figures in this wave, that's pretty spectacular. And, you know, my hat goes off to DC Direct. Scarface is wearing gloves on his hands. This hand leads me to believe that a Tommy gun was intended to be released with this accessory, which kind of sounds weird because, you know, accessory for an accessory sounds kind of weird, but just, come on, tell me that doesn't look like a Tommy gun was supposed to go in his hand. Why would they have it open like that? Why wouldn't they just close it and have it just a fist? I don't know, it's just kind of weird. This hand has just an open hand. Pretty much the same as the Joker. He's got little pants on, pretty funny. Little short shorts. And he's got these little wooden legs, kind of like Pinocchio. Kind of funny looking. And he's got these shoes. Very nice. Very nice shoes. Scarface is about the size of a regular Mini-Mate. His hat makes him a little taller, but yeah, he's pretty much in the same scale as a Mini-Mate. He has really decent articulation. His head shall move around. His arms move around, but they get a little bit hindered by the hat. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like he's holding his hat. Huh. Maybe that's why his hand's molded like that. I still think a Tommy gun should have been included with the figure. So yeah, this one goes around. Oh, I didn't mention this, but he's got a little rip in his thing, and you can see some workings of his puppetness, if that's a word. Something that really surprised me, his legs were articulated, and you can make him like sit down. He won't really sit down, he'll just kind of wobble about, and he just fell. Now, on the back of this figure, there is a little slot there where you could put the Joker's hand into. Now, the Joker can't hold Scarface straight on because you have to kind of angle the hand in there so that it's going like that, and his thumb is kind of by his side. So you can't just have him holding it like frontwards. He has to be angled ever so slightly. So, yeah, that's the only qualm I have with Scarface and the Joker. But otherwise, they look good. He looks good holding him. I probably won't display the Joker holding Scarface just because Joker looks much more awesome on his own, and Scarface as well. Just like Batman, the Joker has some pretty awesome articulation. His head can rotate around. His arms can go up and up like that. They can move up, around. His arm can bend. His hands do have free range of motion. There is no waist articulation, and I'm pretty glad for that. His legs move up, but not, you know, that great up. He's kind of just bending over. His legs can bend. His legs can bend. Well, this one doesn't seem to want to. But this one can bend, and his feet do not move. So, yeah, pretty good articulation. I would have to say Batman has just a tad bit better amount of articulation, but for a DC Direct figure, the Joker still has a lot of really great articulation. Alright, so that is it for the Joker with Scarface. And overall, great figure. One of the best in the entire catalog of Joker figures. This has got to be in the top 5, if not like #1 Joker figure like of all time. I haven't seen a Joker figure that looks quite this good, and chances are we probably won't see another one this good for quite some time, and that's really awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is it for the Batman Arkham Asylum figures, Series 1 anyway. I'll probably get Series 2 somewhere along the line. Don't expect it to be too soon. But, yeah. See you next time.